On a cold December day in 2010, the world's eyes turned to Oslo City Hall, where the Nobel Peace Prize was awarded to Liu Xiaobo, a Chinese writer and human rights activist. Liu was serving an 11-year prison sentence for co-authoring a pro-democracy charter. His absence at the ceremony spoke volumes. The Nobel Committee's decision was a direct challenge to China's government, honoring Liu's peaceful fight for fundamental rights. With Liu and his wife both detained, the Nobel medal and diploma were placed on an empty chair, a powerful symbol broadcast worldwide. The committee, independent from the Norwegian government, has a history of honoring those who defy oppression, believing human rights and peace are inseparable. They knew the award would provoke China but stood firm, asserting the universal values the prize represents. Beijing, however, saw the award as a hostile act, dismissing the committee's independence and condemning Liu as a criminal. The Chinese government immediately denounced the decision, calling it interference in its internal affairs. This set the stage for a diplomatic standoff, with Norway, a small nation, suddenly in the crosshairs of a rising superpower. The fallout would soon reach far beyond politics, threatening one of Norway's most valuable industries. The Nobel Prize had become a flashpoint, with consequences that would ripple across continents. China's response was swift and calculated. Instead of public sanctions, Beijing launched a silent embargo. Diplomatic contact was severed, and Norway's ambassador in Beijing remained in limbo for years. The main target, Norway's prize salmon industry, which had dominated China's high-end seafood market. Suddenly, Norwegian salmon faced endless delays and new food safety inspections at Chinese ports. Shipments spoiled as they languished in warehouses, and importers grew wary of ordering Norwegian fish. The embargo was never officially acknowledged, but the message was clear: Norway was being punished. Chinese authorities insisted it was about consumer safety, but the timing and specificity told another story. Norwegian salmon exports to China collapsed, not by decree, but by 1,000 bureaucratic cuts. The strategy allowed China to inflict economic pain while maintaining plausible deniability. For Norwegian producers, the effect was catastrophic. Their most promising market vanished overnight. The world took note. Challenging China's core interests could bring severe, if quiet, consequences. The silent embargo became a textbook case of economic statecraft. Before the freeze, Norway held 92% of China's salmon market, exporting 11,000 tons in 2010. After the Nobel decision, that dominance evaporated. By 2013, Norway's market share had plummeted to 29%. Exports of fresh and chilled salmon fell by 92%, a staggering loss. Companies tried rerouting through neighboring countries, but the workaround was costly and inefficient. Economic studies estimate the salmon industry lost up to $3 billion during the 6-year freeze. The impact rippled across Norway's economy, with total exports to China down by as much as $1.3 billion. Coastal communities dependent on aquaculture faced job losses and uncertainty. Investment plans were shelved, and expansion projects halted. The dream of tapping into China's vast market turned into a harsh lesson in geopolitical risk. The cost was not just financial, it was personal for thousands of Norwegian families. The industry's rapid rise was matched only by the speed of its collapse. The message was clear: in global trade, politics can trump profit overnight. As Norway's salmon exports collapsed, competitors rushed in. The UK and Faroe Islands, once minor players, seized the opportunity. UK salmon exports to China soared from 510 tons in 2010 to 4,600 tons by 2013. The Faroe Islands went from 0 to 4,000 tons. Norway, the former titan, managed just 3,700 tons in the same period. Chinese consumers and importers quickly adapted to new suppliers, cementing their positions. Even after relations thawed, Norwegian producers struggled to regain lost ground. The embargo didn't just disrupt trade, it permanently reshaped the global salmon market. Ironically, Norwegian-owned companies in Scotland and Chile could still export to China, highlighting the political nature of the ban. The episode showed how quickly global markets can shift when politics intervene. For Norway's rivals, China's dispute was a windfall that changed the industry's balance of power. With its economy bleeding, Norway began a careful diplomatic campaign to restore ties with China. The challenge repair relations without apologizing for the Nobel Committee's decision. In 2014, Norway's leaders declined to meet the visiting Dalai Lama, signaling a willingness to appease Beijing. Diplomats worked behind the scenes, emphasizing the committee's independence and expressing regret for the damage to relations. Norway adopted a muted tone on human rights, focusing on de-escalation. The process was slow and humbling, testing Norway's commitment to its principles. Years of quiet diplomacy finally began to thaw the freeze. The standoff revealed the difficulty of balancing values with economic survival. For Norway, pragmatism became the path forward. In December 2016, Norway and China signed a joint statement, officially normalizing relations. The agreement stopped short of an apology, but Norway pledged not to support actions undermining China's core interests. The deal was clear: to regain access to China's market, Norway had to tread carefully on sensitive issues. Trade resumed quickly, and the salmon industry set ambitious new export goals. Talks on a free trade agreement restarted, and Norwegian seafood exports rebounded. Yet, the price was clear. Norway's foreign policy became quieter, especially on human rights. Some saw this as a pragmatic victory, others as a blow to Norway's reputation as a human rights champion. The episode showed the limits of principle when faced with economic power. For small nations, the cost of defiance can be steep. The world watched as China's economic leverage reshaped another country's choices. Norway's salmon saga is now a cautionary tale in economic statecraft. China's ability to cripple a key industry over a political dispute revealed new forms of geopolitical influence. The lesson: deep economic dependence on China creates vulnerabilities that can be exploited. As nations transition to green energy and high-tech industries, the risks of over-reliance grow. The story is a warning. Political disagreements can quickly become economic crises. Diversifying trade partners and supply chains is now a strategic imperative. The memory of rotting salmon in Chinese warehouses is a stark reminder of the hidden costs of global trade. In the 21st century, the line between commerce and politics is thinner than ever.